Welcome back to another video. There's a fly getting caught on my dressera. Okay, so I think what this video is going to be is an update on my greenhouse. I had plans to document it every single month. We're in June, yes. And I think I've only done one greenhouse video, like properly. So this is the June update. I'm going to include everything on here. It's probably going to be a relatively long video, but I'm happy with that. Sounds good. So I'm just trying to figure out where to start. I think I'm going to start with the vegetables. I'll actually start outside. I've got a pumpkin patch now. Pumpkin patch. I just dug an area of grass out and planted my pumpkins there. I'll show you that first, and then we'll go to the vegetable patch. And then we'll come in here, because it is quite hot. It's starting to cool down now though, so it's all right, but it got up to 36.4 today, and it's now 27.7. 41% humidity, so pretty good. Let's go check out the pumpkin patch. There's one pumpkin growing. Oh, actually, I think there's a couple growing already. I'll show you. Let's go over there. Okay, so this is the pumpkin patch. The larger ones over there are Goosebumps pumpkins, and then down here, these four are butternut squash. So it's a pumpkin / squash patch. And then climbing up this trellis, we have some Jilby little pumpkins, and then throughout we've just got some sunflowers. I recently learned that sunflowers release growth inhibitors, so it's recommended not to plant them around other plants that you want to grow really well. However, I've not really seen any negative effects, so I'm just going to carry on with what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm even in frame right now, but yeah, this is the area. So we've got a couple starting on the Jilby Littles and the Goosebumps, but we don't have any flowers yet on the butternut squash. There are some flowers that look like they're trying to come through, but there aren't any female flowers yet. And then throughout these areas, I had some leftover beetroots, so I've dotted some beetroots through here, but I think that the pumpkins and squash are probably going to take over before the beetroots really get a chance, but I had extras, so I thought I might as well try it. And then a couple of spare marigolds, because why not? Okay, and here is the main vegetable patch. If you look past these weeds, we've got the spinach just in front, which has it's bolted, it's going to seed. Haven't harvested anything from it yet. Might try to harvest something before I fully let it go to seed. But as you can see, a lot of the leaves are like scorched and burnt, and it looks like there's bugs. Yeah, ew. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see that little thing. There's like a caterpillar inside there. So yeah, probably no to the spinach, but I've bought some Swiss chard seeds, so I'm going to start those and put those in replacement for the spinach anyway, and hope that they don't bolt. If they do, I'll start them again a little bit later, because they can survive the winter, so they will grow into the colder months, and it will hopefully mean that they won't bolt, they won't try and flower. Behind that, we've got the cauliflowers. They're doing okay, but as predicted, the potatoes are kind of pushing them slightly over, so I did tie the potatoes back a bit more yesterday. No signs of the cauliflower just yet, but I mean, they're looking large and lush, so that's good. And then I don't know if you can see, but next to it we've got the garlics. 2 rows of garlics, and they're finally starting to look pretty good. They took a long while to get going, but now they're really getting going. And then in front of that, I've got 3 rows of beetroots, which I planted out, honestly, maybe 2 weeks ago, from seedlings that I grew inside the greenhouse, and they are doing pretty well. They're growing really quickly, so I'm expecting some good harvests from them. And then the potatoes behind are flowering. and hopefully very soon they will be ready to harvest. And the sunflowers that I stuck in there are doing pretty good as well. Here's just a closer look at the beetroots. I've planted them in little clumps, partly because I really couldn't divide them all individually without damaging the roots too much, and also because they do grow to a pretty good size, or to a good enough size when they're in small clump, like groups of 2s or 3s. So I wasn't too worried about getting them individually planted. And here's a better look at the garlics. There is a strange green spider right there. And then the sunflowers. They were supposed to be, I want to say Russian giant. I don't know where that's coming from, but it feels right. But they are not very giant, but I think that's because I planted them out very late. I kept them in small pots for too long and they kind of started to develop their flower buds before I even planted them out. And because I'm trying to fill out this garden this year as much as I can, I'm using it as a bit of a nursery bed as well. So I've got some Stipe tenuissimas in there, which probably need to be taken out about now, because they're going to get overrun by the other plants. Oh, and then between the plants, I actually planted loads of spring onions, which you can just see coming through. So yeah, honestly, they can be harvested like as and when I need. Yeah, they're not too small really. It's not going to be an impressive harvest, but it's making some use of the space. Right, and then in this corner of the greenhouse, I have the tomatoes, cucumbers. These ones are Gardener's Delight. They're starting to flower and they're starting to get some small tomatoes on here, so they're doing pretty well. They're looking really healthy and I love the smell of the foliage when you touch it. It smells so good. So those ones I grew from seed. These two, however, I bought these from Gardener's World Live, and this is a variety called Red Currant, and they had one there that was, excuse the rubbish in the background, they had one there that was about 6 or 7 foot tall and it was covered like a bush in tomatoes. So I bought 2 of them. These are an heirloom or heritage variety, so you can save the seeds and continue to grow them. So that's what I'm going to do. But you can see already it's so small and it's covered in tomatoes. It says that the flavor is just sweet, very sweet flavor, and yeah, can be grown in containers, etc. So definitely gonna save the seeds. Yeah, just see how they do. We've got a little basil in this little pot here. We do have holes in the bottom, so just seeing how it does. And then the cucumbers, I don't think there's actually any cucumbers growing yet. Well, no, there's one there, but you can see it's dying off, so probably didn't get fertilized. There's actually one open right there, so hopefully we have some cucumbers growing very soon. Yeah, I find with cucumbers, they're either covered in cucumbers or there's like no cucumbers growing and you just don't know why. So there's that. Moving over, I've just got some dahlias growing in pots. This is a plum variety of tomato, and I've got a couple more here in this sad looking box. Lupin, some cinerarias that need planting out, and then some leftover pumpkins. Over the back there, this is the pots that I planted up. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys these when I did them, but they've grown like pretty crazy. I did plant lobelias in there and they were supposed to be trailing lobelias, but they are just growing super tall. So I don't really know what the situation is there. And then these need to they need to come out of the greenhouse really, but yeah, the Tejets are just taking over. They smell amazing though, the foliage just smells so good. Okay, and then yeah, more dahlias. Dahlias, all in pots. probably not the best idea because, oops, they do dry out. Yeah, that's really dry. They do dry out pretty quick. So I'm probably gonna reevaluate and maybe change the situation. I don't want to plant them into the ground, only because I don't really have anywhere that I know that they're definitely not going to get disturbed. So once I've got somewhere that they're going to stay, I'll plant them out and they can stay there. The coleus are doing really well. I've got some coleus down the bottom of the garden that are doing really, really well. So maybe I'll show you those. Oh, this one's looking amazing as well. So yeah, they're doing good. And then, oops, Sarracenias. Okay, I think my phone is going to die pretty soon, so we'll go over briefly. This entire tray in the front, as you like from here, these are all seed grown. I grew these from seed 2 years ago, a year and a half maybe. But a lot of these are Arthur Wheeler cross Asbo, if that means anything to you guys. And there's just so many different traits coming up. I've also got some Welsh Dragon cross Glider, and the traits are showing like larger lids. What have we got here? This one is really, really pretty. Very small, but once it gets bigger, it's really gonna look cool. This one as well is really cool. It's got the glider lid and some nice coloration from the Welsh Dragon. Yeah, these two here are from my friend Megan. I can't remember the cross, Morii cross Leucophila, something along the lines of that. Yeah, so they are doing really, really well. There's just some lovely colors coming through, like deep, deep reds. I really love the lid on this one, and the color variation is just incredible that's coming through. So over the back, I've got my lidless, which is really cool. It's looking really strange but cool. Laughing Wizard needs to color up quite a lot still. This is just an absolute shamble. There's so many different plants just all pushed into one small tray. But yeah, just a quick overview. Regelii Fourline, Flava Maxima. The ones in the back, I think this is my Linda Butt, and then the ones in the back are unnamed Flavas. Oh, this one's really pretty over here. Not focusing. That one is, where is it? Is that my Excellence? Yes. No, that's Pseudo Judy. Pseudo Judy is looking really cool. Okay. Adelaide not looking so good. Okay, and then up here I've got some Droceros and some more seed grown Sarracenias. These look terrible, but I've only just brought them outside. They were in my window for a long time. And then some fly traps. Up here I've got my Thomas, which is looking so good, really dark. And then above it is my Asbo, which is looking really cool, massive. And then above that is my Elizabeth, which is looking really, really cool. And then in the bottom of the Elizabeth is loads of Filiformis seedlings, flytrap seedlings. And then moving over further, we've got another Flava Maxima. Oh, sorry, Flava Maxima's in the back. This is a bronze blush, which is not getting very bronze. This is my Excellence, which is looking amazing. My Welsh Dragon here is finally starting to colour up. That hasn't coloured up ever since I've had it. But hopefully in this greenhouse it's going to colour up quite nicely. This one is, I'm not sure, I don't have the name, but this one I got sent from Thompson & Morgan, and it's looking pretty cool. I really like how upright the lid is and how open the mouth is. So when that grows large traps, it's going to look really cool. This is a seed grown Alata black tube. This one, and this one, and this one, all from the same seeds. Very different colorations. Got some purpureas, maroon there. What else do we have? Tygo. I think that's everything. A couple of little ones. Oh, okay. This one is my Leucophila yellow flower form. That's the name it came with. But that is a lovely shot right there with all the different colors. It's looking so good. Really pretty. Okay, moving over before my phone dies. Okay, so my phone is on 10%. These are really dry. I've got some Frenzo chili peppers. I bought these the other day because I wanted to grow chili peppers. My partner cooks a lot and I reckon he's gonna make some good food out of that when they grow. Hollyhock seeds. Sowed these a couple of weeks ago and they're just coming up. These won't flower this year, they'll be flowering next year. These are some dahlias. They were mystery dahlias, so I don't know what colours they're going to be, hence why I've got them here and not planted out somewhere. Behind here I've got some echiums. I grew these all from seed as well. These are looking really good. They're very pale, like yellow, but they're looking pretty good. I'm starting to feed them more regularly just to make sure that they're growing. Amimajus there, which I haven't planted out. There's also another little seedling that's come up, another Amimajus by itself. Okay, over here we've got the fly traps and my pygmy sundews. Let's quickly have a run through of what's here. Well, I'm not going to be able to name all of them. That's Palacea. Then we've got something else. I'll just quickly go over them. All the names are fading on them. Oh, I've got my Drosera regia seedlings there. Parcella, loads of different ones. My Hercules, there's a Capensis Hercules. Some really lovely colours, really nice. Scorpioides. Yeah, these are just doing so well. So that one's Manii Crossomissa. I've got, where's the Rosanna? It's not those, is it? No. Unless I don't have any Rosanna. Is this Rosanna? Oh yeah, I've only got a couple of Rosanna then. Rosanna are one of my favourites because they just go beautiful. But these ones this year, not looking the most impressive of all of them. What's this one? This is Kerberup. And it's got such a different form and shape to the others. But yeah, they're all looking amazing. I love those. If you guys don't have any of those, I definitely recommend trying. Some Southwood giant seedlings of fly traps. Just got some sempervivums that I propagated. Okay, and then the fly traps. Right, I'm gonna do this quickly before my phone dies. So, this huge one here is my Darwin, biggest one this year so far. Got loads of bristle teeth. I love the deep red color on the inside, and then the green edges is so pretty. More bristle teeth. They divide like crazy, like you can see there. They just duplicate. This one don't have a label, so I'm not sure, and I propagated loads of them. Right, this is my Trichophile, and the cup traps on these are so cool. You can just see that there. So the interesting thing about Trichophile is they don't all come out with the traps like that. But then you get the odd one that's like that, and it's really, really impressive. Some of these don't have labels, so I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so we've got my werewolf, that's my Spider-Man. Oh, all my Filiformis there is an absolute mess. That one in the back there is Lippy, it's really big. Bohemian Garnet, Flaming Lips, Wacky Traps, one of my favourites. Southwest Giant, which is growing pretty well. Another Trichophile. Alien is so small, so much smaller than it was last year, which is a shame. Then Pink Venus there. Behind that is the Charlie Manson Spotted. Red Piranha, they duplicate like crazy as well. Green Wizard, which is not looking very Green Wizard compared to this Green Wizard. And then UK2, what's this one here? UK2 again, B52 in the back. B52, probably, oh, this one's a UK2. This one here is Ryu. Dracula. My Dracula's not looking very impressive just yet. It's going to colour up a lot more. More Trichophel propagations. That one's probably a UK2. And that's my Phalanx, which is looking pretty good. I'm letting it flower because I want to try and cross it with something red, I think. Maybe the Bohemian Garnet, because that's flowering. Got chalk on my hands. Or the Ryu, just whatever opens at the same time. In the back, oh, I've got another Wacky Traps there. And then my Triton, which is so small this year. It was huge last year, but the winter really knocked me off course. So I think that's everything. Right, and just up here by the pond, just a quick look at the pond. Added some planting around there. I have my bog planter. This is just a galvanized bucket that I've lined with a plastic bag. And this has my Tygo in it, which is huge now. And then my Sopori, which is also pretty huge now. I did take a huge division out. This whole area was the Sopori as well, but I took out a clump and gave it to my friend Megan. There's loads of baby pings in there, Grandiflora. And this is just looking amazing. And when these traps color up, they get really deep red on the inside. And it's just gonna look so nice. But yeah, there's that as well, which is huge. The Tygo is still, this was one of the first plants I bought. These were two of the first plants I bought. And this Tygo is still one of my favorites. I just love the color, the copper color. And then just, the Sopori is okay. It's not looking the best right now, but once it colors up, it looks amazing. And I just love this container. It's always really, really impressive. So yeah. Okay, so that was everything. Pretty sure. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to end this really quick because my phone is about to die, but I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I think it's going to be really cool to look back on this video and see how everything was doing in June. And I will do another full greenhouse update in July. Yes, July comes after June. And I'm going to do one every month, make a pattern of it so that I can keep a record of how everything's growing. Let me know what you guys enjoyed from this video, and hopefully it was a bit less rushed and more like just relaxed, and you get to see everything properly. That was the plan, although I've had to rush the end because my phone is dying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and please do subscribe if you want to see more, and check out my other videos. I've got loads. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you later.